the NFL, but if every starting quarterback was actually an out-of-position player, how would the league look like if every single starting quarterback was actually not a quarterback? Today, thanks to Madden scientific research, we can find the answer to that question.
Eat corn and get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas. Eat your corn. Love your corn. But you need to get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas.
So hopefully you guys do enjoy today's Madden 21 scientific video, and if you do, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, because if and only if we do hit million subs by the end of the year, we're going to be doing a massive next generation console giveaway to my subscribers and subscribers. Only 3 next gen consoles being given away. That's if and only if we do hit a million subs by the end of the year, so make sure take that millisecond that it does take to click that subscription button if you haven't. With that said, time to go over the roster for today's franchise. But actually, before we do that, let's take a quick listen to a word from today's sponsor. I would like to give a massive shout out to Orzen Alps for sponsoring today's video. Orzen Alps is a body care brand for men. They make all natural products like deodorant, body wash, facial products, and much more. Really simple products. There's no reason for you to have to use 10 different products to get ready in the morning. We have the natural body and face wash here, and we have the deodorant right here. And this deodorant, let me tell you, it's been clutch lately. Been trying to get back into the gym. Without this, I would be stinky. Not only do the products help keep me from stinking, they smell good themselves. It's a good, natural scent. My skin stays smooth and moisturized throughout the entire day. And one thing I do love about Orzen Alps is none of their products have alcohol in it. If you didn't know, alcohol in products like that actually leaves your skin dry and itchy, and that's not what we want. Go and try your Orzen Alps yourself, and you can do so by clicking the link in the description box below. And with the link, you can get 15% off their body wash by using code RBT. Once again, click the link in the description box below to get 15% off your body wash by using the code RBT. Once again, click the link in the description box below. Once again, huge shout out to Orzen Alps for sponsoring today's video. With that said, let's get into the rest of it. And the most important part of the video is going over the roster before we get into the season-long simulation to see who the starting quarterback is for each and every NFL team. Now, as you see, starting quarterback right here for my Tennessee Titans is Tommy Stevens. And before we see the rest of the quarterbacks, I want to do some explaining really quick. Now, we tried to keep every out-of-position quarterback as a player that was already on that original team, but to make things fair, some teams had 2 players that could play quarterback potentially. So to make things even across the NFL, you might see a few players here and there that are on different teams got traded, and also some free agents that got signed to teams that had nobody that could have played quarterback that wasn't quarterback. So you might see some mixing and matching, but for the most part, there might be like 6 or 7 players starting quarterback that aren't on their original team. But I think we made the best choices. And last little thing we had to do to make this experiment work. This experiment had so many problems with the roster creation and getting everything to actually work. So the only thing that actually ended up working was we actually had to have the out-of-position player not be a 12 overall. They had to at least be a 13 to be able to start over the actual quarterbacks. So what we did is I went ahead and boosted every single player that's starting at quarterback, their awareness rating up to 99. So they're no longer a 12, they're simply a 13. So just a few extra overall boosts to each and every player, but it's even across the board because everybody does have 99 awareness. Tommy Stevens, he's a tight end in the NFL. He was quarterback at Mississippi State. Therefore, he's actually one of the higher overall quarterbacks in the entire video. 55 overall. Now moving along to the Minnesota Vikings, Adam Thielen coming in at a 19 overall, has 52 throw power. Gonna see what he can do today. He actually has Truz X Factor. The Bears, they have Cordero Patterson who comes in at 31 overall. He can play kick returner, punt returner, running back, wide receiver, and now quarterback. Bengals, they're one of the tough ones to get a QB to actually start for them. They have Marcus Hunt, who's a 15 overall, who is actually their defensive tackle, has 63 throw power. The Buffalo Bills have John Brown. Nothing too crazy, 47 throw power at 15 overall. Broncos, Cortland Sutton, 32 overall, one of the high overall players, has 62 throw power and actually has pretty decent accuracy. I'm interested to know why some of these players randomly have high throw power and high throw accuracy in comparison to the rest of the out-of-position players. Like, did Madden actually do that much research to know, like, for example, maybe Cortland Sutton played quarterback in high school, hence why he randomly has good accuracy ratings? Like, a lot of these guys make sense. Like, for example, we'll see Jarvis Landry. Like, we've seen him throw some touchdown passes this season alone, so obviously his throwing power is going to be a little bit higher. But there's some random ones that we've never really seen do much in the NFL in terms of throwing some passes. So some of it is confusing, but interesting nonetheless. I'm just excited to see how the NFL freaking runs with no real quarterbacks at quarterback. It's all freaking out of position play. Browns, as mentioned, Odell Beckham Jr. is the starting quarterback at 31 rated. Has some actually decent stats, 69 throw power, 59 accuracy. Now, the only reason Jarvis Landry actually isn't the starting quarterback and he got traded elsewhere is because Madden offline roster creation is so stupid. I thought it made more sense for Jarvis to be the starter because he's actually thrown some touchdowns this season, but I couldn't trade Odell to another team because Odell's injured, so I didn't want to waste one of the players, so that's why I had to keep Odell and trade Jarvis elsewhere so they both could play quarterback today. Now, Buccaneers, Antonio Brown, interesting. He's a 24. He has 64 throw power. Where did that come from? I think he has thrown some passes in his career. Now, the Cardinals, Patrick Peterson comes in at 31 overall, has 65 throw power. He's been all over the field, running back, wide receiver, punt, kick returner in his career, even cornerback, obviously, because he is a cornerback, but today he's a quarterback. Chargers, that's where Jarvis Landry is, 29 rated, 66 throw power, 53 short accuracy. Wouldn't be surprised if his freaking quarterback overall actually goes up by the end of the year. Now, Chiefs, they have Travis Kelce, who comes in at a 35 rated. He actually has 64 throw power and actually has one of the best short accuracy ratings in the entire video out of all the quarterbacks at 63. Colts, they have Trey Burton, who also is an interesting one. He played quarterback at Florida for a while. He kind of played quarterback, tight end, running back, played a bunch of different positions for him. Obviously now plays tight end in the league. He's a 36 rated quarterback, so one of the better ones in today's video. Cowboys have Blake Bell, same thing, played quarterback in college, played tight end in the NFL, now back at quarterback as a 40 rated. Dolphins, Malcolm Perry, I didn't know who this guy was initially. He's a rookie. He's a 44 rated quarterback because he actually played quarterback coming out of Navy, but they run triple option. He's only 5'9", 186, not necessarily your prototypical quarterback size, and they converted him to play in the NFL, which is super cool because I love seeing players from Navy and Army make it to the league. He had to convert positions, but back to his normal position at quarterback today. Now, Eagles, Lane Johnson, like an offensive tackle. Like, I understand some of these players, like wide receivers, tight ends, but where did Lane Johnson come from with 65 throw power? Falcons, Marquise Gray, another one. I have random college football knowledge. It's actually crazy how much, if he didn't have dreads, how much he actually looks like Michael Vick. He actually played starting quarterback at Minnesota. Then, I guess he put on a ton of weight and ended up being a tight end in the league, but he comes in at 35 overall. 49ers, Jared McKinnon, 23 overall, not too shabby, has 54 throw power. Moving along to the Giants, they had David Sills. Another interesting tidbit. If you guys follow college football at all, you might have heard this story a while back. The kid that was 13 years old as a quarterback that got a scholarship to USC, it was this guy, David Sills. He ended up at West Virginia as a wide receiver and actually plays wide receiver in the league, but back at quarterback like he was at 13 years of age. Don't really know much about this guy, but he is a 30 overall. Next, we have the Jets. This is actually hilarious. Lamar Jackson. Legitimately. Lamar Jackson, it's not the real Lamar Jackson. I mean, I guess at the same time, it is a real Lamar Jackson, but not the Lamar Jackson. But hilarious because he comes in at a 15 overall. 53 throw power, so see if he actually plays like the actual quarterback Lamar Jackson for the Jets today. Lions, Adam Trotman, 30 overall. He actually has 65 throw power. He's a tight end coming over from the Saints because the Lions had literally nobody that could play quarterback, but he's a decent one at 30 rated for today's video. The Packers have John Lovett. I have no idea who this guy is. Okay, so he actually played quarterback at Princeton. I love it. Panthers, Mohamed Sanu. You guys don't know, he's made a lot of passes, complete passes in the league. I think he actually played quarterback at Rutgers for a while. You guys know, when you think of an out-of-position player at quarterback, you think of Mohamed Sanu. 42 overall were the highest in today's video. Patriots, Julian Edelman, once again, was a QB in college at Kent State. You guys know this story. Played wide receiver in the league. 51 rated, 70 throw power, some decent stats. The Raiders have Alec Ingold, who's actually, I think, a fullback. He's 26 overall at QB. Rams, Johnny Hecker. He's the only punter actually allowed to play QB today, just because it's Johnny goddamn Hecker. Ravens have Tyrone Swoops, a guy we had to sign out of free agency to play QB for the Ravens, but he was actually QB at Texas. Why? He's a high 44 overall. Now, football team, Logan Thomas, again, another former quarterback, played quarterback at Virginia Tech, now tight end in the league for the football team, but back now to quarterback. Saints, this was a tough one because Taysom Hill is actually listed as a quarterback in Madden. And I do think on the actual Saints depth chart, he's listed as their backup quarterback. But guys, it's Taysom Hill. Like, you can't have an out-of-position quarterback video without having Taysom Hill as a starter. Now, to counteract that a little bit, he's the only player in today's video that I didn't give 99 awareness to. Seahawks, DJ Dallas. I don't know why he had 44 throw power, but he did. He's up to 13 overall, barely better than Russell Wilson. Steelers have Zach Gentry. The only reason I know who this guy is because he got like a golden ticket last year randomly. He's 6'8", dudes. So he comes in as a 27 overall quarterback at 6'8". That's insane. It's like Brock Osweiler status. Texans have Randall Cobb. Know a lot about Randall Cobb, played quarterback at Kentucky. I think maybe he converted late in his career, but I know he played a lot of QB at Kentucky, did everything really. Comes in at a 44 overall. I'm excited, dude. I know it was a lot of time going over the roster, but like, I love that about these videos before we get into the sim and see what the heck would happen in the NFL. I like, telling some stories why these players are quarterbacks here and there. I know a lot of people complain about that, but like, I find it fun. I enjoy explaining some stuff and talking about some stories, telling you why, telling you my knowledge. But that said, my dudes, let's get into simulation. Go ahead into the playoffs. I think it's going to be the Saints. Like, I know some crazy stuff is going to happen today, and all these players might perform differently because of different schemes they're in, but at the end of the day, like, Taysom Hill is by far the best QB in today's video, so I think he easily wins the MVP, and I am not going to be shocked if the Saints win the Super Bowl. So that's my prediction. Taysom Hill MVP, Saints best record, and Super Bowl champions. So the Titans didn't make the playoffs, so the Colts ended up winning the division. Best record in the league went to, what do you freaking know, I'm a goddamn genius. They go 14-2, the Saints. Best record in the league. Browns at 11-5 with Odell at QB. Lions, who they had? Adam Troutman. How did they go 12-4? So who has the worst record in the league? That's going to end up going to the football team and Logan Thomas. Buccaneers and Antonio Brown, they suck. Falcons, forget who they had top of my head. My Titans, we went 4-12. Why are we so goddamn bad? We'll look at some individual stats as well to see how some of the players did. Now, I do want to see if my MVP prediction was correct. See if it's Taysom Hill. And no, Marquise Gray. Dog, why? Didn't they go 4-12? Taysom Hill, why? It went 14-2. Why did he win the MVP? It's so stupid. Kind of disappointed I got it wrong, but screw it. Marquise Gray, former Minnesota quarterback, now with the Falcons for today's video, is a free agent in real life who signed him. He wins the MVP. John Lovett, former Princeton QB, comes in third. Johnny Hekker, punter, comes in fourth. Trey Burton in fifth. Jarek McKinnon in sixth. Julian Edelman comes in seventh. Blake Bell in eighth. Lane Johnson in ninth. And Antonio Brown in 10th. This is just making me so goddamn happy. At the end of the day, I just love it. Now, last awards, I do want to see Rookie of the Year. Tyler Davis wins it in the AFC. Tommy Stevens in second. Malcolm Perry, former Navy quarterback, in third. Lamar Jackson in fourth. Now, the NFC, we had DJ Dallas win it. That's just hilarious. Adam Troutman in second, and that's the last for the out-of-position quarterbacks in terms of Rookie of the Year. Now, I've got to see some statistics here, too. I'm actually more excited to see some of the rushing stats from some of these QBs. So, Marquise Gray led the league with 4,500 yards. Jesus Christ, threw 34 touchdowns. Randall Cobb threw it for a lot. So did Cordero Patterson. But as you see, a lot of interceptions. Although Johnny Hekker, 35 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions on the year. John Brown, poor him, threw less touchdowns than he did interceptions. Jarvis Landry threw 28 touchdowns. Blake Bell had a decent season. Taysom Hill, 33 touchdowns, only 13 picks. Shock he didn't throw for 4,000 yards, though. Now, you can see the rest of the stats right here. You can pause if you want to. I don't want to go over every single one. Adam Thielen, poor him, threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns. Actually, I think threw for the least amount of yardage out of all the out-of-position quarterbacks, so poor freaking Adam. The most touchdowns in the league goes to Johnny Hekker at 35. Most interceptions go to Randall Cobb at 24. Randall, what happened? So also, like, why is there a huge discrepancy in sacks? Like, obviously, I know they're not going to have the pocket awareness to be able to avoid some sacks, move in the pocket, although they have 99 awareness. Like, I rigged that stat, as you guys saw, and I explained. So I still don't know why the sacks are so bad. Like, the offensive line didn't change their play at all. At the same time, why did Marquise Gray randomly get sacked 16 more times than the second most sacked quarterback, Malcolm Perry? So that's a little interesting little tidbit we found out today. The running game really didn't change. I mean, Zeke's normally always up there with 1,500 yards. Now, who is the leading rusher at the quarterback position? Somebody funky. I want to see some crazy statistics here. Wow, nobody really did anything at the quarterback position. Taysom Hill, wow. 212 yards? Come on, Madden. Obviously, these guys would run the ball a little bit more than normal because they're all speedy, like wide receivers and tight ends and stuff. I mean, Christian Kirk led the league in receiving yards, so I guess this is down a little bit. I mean, normally you have a couple receivers that have maybe like 1,500 yards in the air, so Christian Kirk led the league, so maybe that's down a little bit, which makes sense because they have out-of-position players throwing to them. Now, with that said, my dudes, most important part of the video, what out-of-position player at the QB position leads their team to a Super Bowl ring? I'm still banking on Taysom Hill in the New Orleans Saints. And what do you freaking know? It's the top 2 teams in the standings. Taysom Hill and the Saints. Odell Beckham Jr. and the Cleveland Browns. Who gets it done? Can Odell Beckham Jr. finally lead the Browns to a ring? And it's going to be Taysom Hill and the Saints, 30-14. Kind of anticlimactic, but at the same time, like, this was his time to shine.